Right now, at this very moment, you are ignoring the most powerful guidance system you will ever possess. It is not in any app. It is not in any book. It is not in the advice of others. It is buried deep inside you, whispering truths your logical mind refuses to hear. The Japanese discovered this thousands of years ago and built an entire philosophy around it. They call it listening to your inner compass. And the difference between people who master this and people who ignore it? One group lives with clarity, purpose, and unshakable confidence. The other spends their entire life second-guessing, drowning in analysis paralysis, and wondering why success feels so impossibly far away. Which one are you? Because I'm about to show you exactly how your intuition is the only decision-making tool you will ever need, and why ignoring it is costing you everything. Chapter 1. The Two Paths. Let me tell you about two people, same age, same education, same opportunities, but their lives could not be more different. Meet David. David is brilliant. He has spreadsheets for everything. Before making any decision, he researches for weeks. He reads every review, compares every option, asks everyone for their opinion. When he was offered a job opportunity that excited him deeply, something inside him screamed yes. But David did not trust that feeling. He made pro-con lists. He consulted 12 different people. He analyzed salary projections for the next decade. By the time he finished thinking, the position was gone. Someone else took it, someone who trusted their gut. This pattern repeated in his relationships, his career moves, his business ideas. David is now 42 years old. He is comfortable. He is safe. But late at night, when the world is quiet, he lies awake, thinking about all the opportunities he let slip away because he could not stop overthinking. He wonders what his life would look like if he had just trusted that inner voice that always seemed to know the answer before his brain even started calculating. Now meet Sarah. Sarah came from the same background as David. She faced the same choices, but Sarah had learned something David had not. She had discovered a Japanese principle called Haragei, the art of intuitive communication and decision-making. The Japanese believe that true wisdom does not come from the head. It comes from the hara, the center of your being, located just below your navel. This is where your intuition lives. This is where your inner compass points. When Sarah was offered a similar opportunity, she felt the same excitement David had felt. But instead of drowning it in analysis, she sat quietly. She placed her hand on her abdomen. She asked herself one simple question. Does this feel aligned with who I am becoming? The answer came instantly. Yes. It felt like truth reverberating through her entire body. She accepted the position that same day. That decision changed everything. The role opened doors she never could have predicted. She met people who became lifelong collaborators. She discovered strengths she did not know she possessed. Today, Sarah runs her own company. She makes decisions quickly and confidently. And here is the remarkable part. She is almost never wrong. Not because she is smarter than David, but because she has learned to trust the wisdom that lives beyond logic. Chapter 2. The Science Behind the Whisper. You might be thinking, this sounds mystical. This sounds like wishful thinking. But here is what most people do not realize. Your intuition is not magic. It is neuroscience. Your subconscious mind processes 11 million pieces of information per second. Your conscious mind? Only 40. That means your intuition has access to a vast database of patterns, experiences, and information that your logical brain cannot possibly access in real time. When you get a gut feeling about someone, that is not random. That is your subconscious detecting micro-expressions, tone patterns, and behavioral cues faster than you can think. When you feel pulled toward a certain path, that is not coincidence. That is your inner compass synthesizing everything you have ever learned, experienced, and absorbed, then delivering it to you as a feeling. The Japanese understood this centuries before neuroscience could explain it. They built entire practices around cultivating this inner wisdom. In Zen Buddhism, there is a concept called mushin, which means no mind. It refers to a state where you stop overthinking and allow your intuition to guide you. Samurai warriors trained for years to reach this state because they understood that in the split second of combat, thinking gets you killed. Intuition keeps you alive. But you do not need to be a warrior to access this power. You already have it. The question is, are you listening? Chapter 3. Why we stop trusting ourselves. So what happened? If intuition is so powerful, why do most people ignore it? Because we are taught to distrust it. From childhood, we are trained to value logic over feeling. Show your work. Prove your answer. Do not trust your gut. Trust the formula. By the time we reach adulthood, we have completely severed the connection to our inner compass. We second-guess every instinct. We need validation from others. We need data to support what we already feel is true. And here's the cruelest irony. The more we ignore our intuition, the quieter it becomes. It is like a friend who keeps offering advice that you never take. Eventually, that friend stops trying. Your intuition does not disappear. It just stops speaking loudly enough for you to hear it over the noise of your overthinking mind. This is what happened to David. Every time he had an intuitive hit and ignored it, he trained himself to distrust that inner voice. Over years, the connection weakened. Now, when he tries to tune in, all he hears is static. His inner compass is still there, but the signal is so faint, he cannot find it. Sarah took a different path. Every time she felt an intuitive pull and honored it, she strengthened that connection. She proved to herself that her inner compass was reliable. Over time, the signal got stronger. Now it is clear, immediate, and undeniable. She does not agonize over decisions because the answer arrives before the question is fully formed. Chapter 4. The Japanese Art of Listening Within. So how do you rebuild this connection? How do you turn up the volume on your intuition until it becomes your primary guidance system? The Japanese practice something called naikan, which means introspection or looking inside. It is not meditation in the traditional sense. It is the practice of getting quiet enough to hear what is already there. Here is how you begin. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Now bring to mind a decision you are facing. Do not think about it logically yet. Just hold the question in your awareness. Then ask yourself, when I imagine choosing option A, what do I feel in my body? Does my chest tighten or expand? Does my breathing become shallow or deep? Does energy rise or fall? Do not interpret, just observe. Now imagine option B, same process. What sensations arise? Your body is always telling you the truth. Expansion, lightness, and deep breathing signal alignment. Contraction, heaviness, and shallow breathing signal misalignment. This is your intuition speaking in the only language it knows, sensation. The more you practice this, the faster the answers come. Eventually, you will not need to sit in silence. You will feel the response in real time. A job offer arrives. Before you even read the details, you will know. A relationship feels off. Before you can articulate why, you will know. An opportunity excites you. Before you analyze whether it makes sense, you will know. This is the power of your inner compass. This is what Sarah discovered and what David lost. Chapter 5. The Transformation. Let me tell you what happened when Sarah fully committed to this practice. She stopped asking other people what she should do. She stopped seeking permission from the world to trust herself. She made a promise. I will honor my intuition even when it does not make logical sense, especially when it does not make logical sense. One day, her intuition told her to walk away from a lucrative partnership. On paper, it was the perfect deal. Everyone told her she was making a mistake. But something in her gut screamed no. She could not explain it. She just knew, so she walked away. 3 months later, the company collapsed in scandal. Everyone involved lost money, reputation, and years of their life in legal battles. Sarah lost nothing because she trusted the compass within. Another time, her intuition told her to reach out to someone she barely knew. It made no sense. She did it anyway. That person became her business partner. Together, they built something neither could have created alone. This is not luck. This is what happens when you align with the deepest intelligence you possess. Opportunities find you. Danger avoids you. Life starts flowing instead of forcing. David, meanwhile, is still analyzing, still researching, still asking everyone except the one person who knows the answer, himself. Chapter 6. Your inner compass is waiting. Here is what I need you to understand. Your intuition has been trying to guide you your entire life. Every gut feeling you dismissed, every hunch you ignored, every time you knew something was right or wrong, before you could explain why, that was your inner compass. That was your superpower trying to activate. The Japanese call this power your true nature. They believe that when you align with it, life stops being a struggle. Decisions become effortless. Clarity replaces confusion. You stop living in your head and start living in your truth. But it requires one thing: trust. You have to be willing to honor what you feel, even when it does not make sense to others, even when you cannot prove it, even when it scares you, because your intuition is not interested in safe. It is interested in true. Think about the biggest regrets in your life. I am willing to bet that most of them are not about the times you trusted your gut and it led you wrong. They are about the times you felt the answer clearly and ignored it. The relationship you knew was wrong but stayed in anyway. The opportunity you felt called to but talked yourself out of. The truth you knew but were too afraid to speak. That is the cost of ignoring your inner compass, not just missed opportunities. A life half lived. Chapter 7. The practice starts now. So here is your challenge. Right now, think of one decision you are facing. Big or small, it does not matter. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, what does my intuition already know about this? Then listen, not to the thoughts, not to the fear, not to the logical analysis. Listen to the sensation. Listen to the whisper beneath the noise. That is your truth. That is your answer. Will it be right every time? Here is the beautiful paradox. When you trust your intuition, rightness stops being about outcomes. It becomes about alignment. When you honor your inner compass, even the so-called mistakes become perfect redirections. Even the closed doors become protection, because you are no longer forcing your way through life. You are being guided by something far wiser than your thinking mind could ever be. The Japanese have a saying, "The heart knows what the mind cannot understand." Your heart has been trying to tell you something. It is time to listen. If this resonated with you, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is true, then you have just experienced your intuition in action. That feeling, that is your inner compass activating. That is the beginning of your transformation. Subscribe to Zen Mindset because we are going deeper. We are exploring the ancient wisdom that modern science is only beginning to understand. We are learning how to access the guidance system you were born with, but forgot how to use. Every video is a key to unlock a different part of your potential. Every lesson is a step closer to the life your intuition has been trying to lead you toward. Do not ignore the signal anymore. Your inner compass has been waiting your entire life for you to trust it. This is your moment. This is your awakening. Welcome to Zen Mindset. Welcome home to yourself.